Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I need to grab my glasses really quick and find my cell phone. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't have my mic set up today, so if you'll be patient with me, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab this, and my glasses are in the other room. So I'm gonna run to the other room really quick. I'll be right back. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? Thank you for being here. If you're here watching, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here with me this morning. I would love to know where you're watching from. Thank you so much for tuning in for our coffee and a card class. I'm going to adjust my camera here, my second camera here, so that I can make sure it's straight. I got a new ring light, hoping to add a little more light to my desktop. Sorry, I cannot get this, and I had it straight, and then wouldn't you know, I moved it and now it's crooked. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Ooh, that's a little too much. All right, let's try that. Hi, I'm running a little behind today. My name is Jana Edwards. I am with StampinUp.com. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I'm so glad that you're here joining me today. This is our weekly coffee and a card class where I go live and I show you how to create a card start to finish using my featured product for the week. You can find all of the information about the classes and the featured products on my blog. I got a phone call. I'm waiting for the city to come and put our gas line in. So I'm gonna, and I think they tried to call me back this morning. Okay, anyway, I can call them back when we get finished. Today we're gonna be playing with the Playing in the Rain stamp set and dies, which are currently on the last chance list. So Stampin' Up just put out a bunch of new discounted items on the last chance list, and they are on sale right now. So please go check that out. There should be a link. I sent out an email this morning that had the link for the last chance list in it. I will update my blog with the project that we create today, and all the information about that project. I'll be sure to put a link for the last chance list in the blog post as well. So go back later today and check my blog, and all that information will be there. If you would like to get all of that information ahead of time, you can sign up for my email newsletter list. There's a link in the video description. Just click that link and sign up for my email newsletters, and you'll get all of that information before the videos come out. You will get free PDFs, free project sheets for the projects that we create here live. That is a perk for being on my email list. So I appreciate you guys subscribing and keeping up to date with everything that's going on in the world of Stampin' Ink. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera down to my work surface, and I hope that the lighting is better, because I got a ring light right over my head now and two lights on the light on the left and the right, and hopefully my work surface is bright enough. I feel like my videos aren't, like my work surface isn't bright enough. So if you guys think it's okay, let me know. give this video a thumbs up and a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like the content. It really helps boost my engagement on YouTube, which puts everything, you know, the algorithm puts your videos higher up into viewers' feed. So I would really appreciate your support. Thank you for that. Don't forget to grab your cup of coffee. We're gonna have, that's what I was doing this morning. I was trying to get my coffee done and make sure my dogs were taken care of. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to turn my camera down to my work surface and we will get started. There we go. And I am going to, give me just 2 seconds here. I'm going to make sure my phone is muted. And I'm going to go to this just to make sure that I'm live on Facebook and okay, I'm gonna set this right here. This is what we are playing with today. The Playing in the Rain suite, and I've already mounted a lot of the stamps. So we're going to use quite a few of those. And this is the dies that come with it. I believe the stamp set, hold on, I'm going to grab my notes. Grab my notes. I have a little 3-ring binder that I keep all my notes in. So the stamp set is $15.60 on discount on the last chance list, and the Playing in the Rain dies are $21. Hold on, my nose is running a little bit. Okay, got my tissue. All right, so what I thought we would do today is a one sheet wonder. I am also going to be using the Lily Pond Lane DSP, and I thought I had it here. Oh yeah, it's right here. We're also going to be using that paper. It's a 6x6 pack of paper, and I believe it is also on the last chance list too. I really like this set. I love this little bunny right here. I don't know if you've ever watched Robin Hood, the Disney version of Robin Hood. It was one of my dad's favorite movies, and he loved to watch it. This little bunny rabbit, there's like a family of bunnies in that movie, and there's a little, the bunnies, this bunny reminds me of the bunnies in Robin Hood, the Disney version of Robin Hood, the cartoon. And I love it. So I had it, and I wanted to go ahead and give it a second look before it went goodbye forever. I'm gonna take a little drink real quick. All right, so I'm going to show you, so we're gonna use what's called a one sheet wonder. I've never done a one sheet wonder before, but I have this for a 6x6 sheet of paper, and I will send this out. I'll send this in the recipe sheet in my follow-up email after the live today. So if you would like to receive it, sign up for my email newsletter list, because I'll send it out today, and I'll also attach it to my follow-up email that I send out on Fridays. All right, and don't forget, I offer a class kit to go for each week for the products that we create. The projects that we create, I offer a class kit to go, and you receive all of the pre-cut cardstock, die cuts, and embossing for anything that's not in the featured product. So if it's a die or a stamp set, you won't receive those. And I can't send, Stampin' Up policy says that we're not allowed to send out any pre-stamped images, so you will need the stamp set and the dies to complete these projects, or you can use something similar that you already have in your stash. But I will send you everything envelopes, cardstock, all of that, okay? To do, you just place a $40 order in my online store and I'll send you that card kit for free, okay? So this is a we're gonna choose 2 sheets of the 6x6 cardstock and we're gonna cut them according to these sizes. And then that is how we're gonna put our card together. We'll use that DSP to put our card together. All right, it makes card making so easy. And this is going to be our inspiration for the card. And I was looking at it and I want to kind of step it up a little bit, do a little other things today while we're creating. So this is going to be my inspiration, but I'm going to do a few more little techniques, I think. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So for this, I chose a piece of, I went through the Lily Pond Lane and I chose this piece of cardstock. I chose, where's it at? There's so many pretty colors in this cardstock. This one. And this piece of cardstock right here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut those 2 down according to our one sheet wonder diagram, our little recipe. Let me grab my trimmer. All right, so I'm gonna set this up here really quick. So we're gonna cut this at if your paper is directional like this is, you see how the drops are heavier at the top and lighter at the bottom. So I want the heavier to be at the top, so you want your direction going out to the right when you make this first cut. So we're gonna cut it at 4, which we're cutting this right here. So we're gonna cut 4 inches and then we're gonna turn it and we're gonna cut it by 3 inches. Okay, so then we have these 2 pieces here. And I'm just gonna lay these right on top of my, so you can see that. So you have these 2 pieces here. Then I'm going to take and I'm gonna cut a 2-inch piece, which goes here. So you have a 2x2, and then I'm going to cut this at 1 inch. So you have 2 strips of 1x4. All right, and I'm going to do the same with this pink card. I'm going to cut this at 4. And then 3. So you have 2 of these. And then we're going to cut 2. And we'll use these other pieces for the other cards that we create in our second class on Thursday. Okay, and then you'll have 1 and 1. I'm gonna move that over there so I don't knock it over. All right, so you should have just like this. So I want 1 of these pieces and 1 of these pieces because we used the background here and then the checkered piece here. I'm going to set these aside and we will use these in our other cards this week. So when you get your kit, you'll get a sheet of, you'll get one 6x6 sheet of each one of these, and then you can cut it according to the one sheet wonder. All right. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have cut a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock at hang on just a second. I think this always happens. Yeah, there's somebody at my door. Okay, well, I don't know who these people are. Hold on just 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, I apologize. I apologize. That always happens. I'm glad that we have a Ring camera. Okay, let me get back to where I was. All right, so I have cut a piece of cardstock, Pretty Peacock cardstock, into a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and burnish that. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I think I really want to emboss this piece. No, I think I'm gonna leave it. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and use I'm gonna grab my silicone mat here so that my glue does not stick to my work surface. And I am going to just put some adhesive on this piece. My poor husband spent the entire weekend digging trenches because we had a gas leak in our gas line for our natural gas for the house. And we've been working with a plumber and working with the city and trying to get them to come out. So we finally got the trench dug, and I sent the gentleman at the city an email, and I think they tried to call me this morning about getting on the schedule. So I'll have to be sure to call them back. All right, so then we're going to take this 1x4 piece and we're going to just leave about an 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch at the bottom, and we're going to glue this down, okay? I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of scrap white cardstock, thick white cardstock, and I am going to stamp my images. It's been a little chilly here in Corpus. Like, it was 40 degrees this morning, which is crazy. Crazy. In April, it's 40 degrees. 44, I think. It was 55 yesterday. We're having some really crazy weather. So sometimes when we're gonna be using our Stampin' Blends to color, and sometimes when you stamp, for me, it's the humidity or the cold, your ink doesn't soak in all the way to the paper right away. So I like to stamp it and then just kind of set it off to the side and let it dry while I work on something else. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna stamp our images. I need my little bunny, and then we'll set it off to the side and we'll work on the inside of the card, and we'll work on some other things, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, we'll die cut some of our other images. I'm gonna go ahead and ink up my bunny really well using my Memento ink. I'm gonna stamp him here. Okay, then I'm going to need my clouds. I'm gonna stamp these little clouds right here. We'll create the little clouds. Stamp those there. Okay, my lid is here. Set that aside. I'm gonna set that up there so it can dry. See, I already got ink on that because it got on my fingers. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss and another piece of cardstock. I'm also going to use these little wonky circles. They're called the Around It All dies, and I love them. They're so cute. But I'm going to use, I believe it's this circle right here. Yes. I think I might have already, nope, I did not. I thought I already cut one out. Alright, I'm going to open this up. And I think this has to be cut down to 3. Let me figure out how wide this is. Yeah, I can do 3.5 inches. So if you ever wonder, if you have the mini machine, the width of the machine is 3.5 inches. So it will fit a piece of 3.5 inch cardstock. And I hope that's big enough for this circle. And it sure is. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab my little plates. So for this, you're gonna need your number 1 plate and 2 of your number 2 plates. You have a bottom plate and a top plate. Go ahead and run this through. And I'm going to set this over. I'm going to set my Stampin' Cut and Emboss over to the side because I'm going to cut out some other images too. I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. But first, I want to grab I'm going to cut this down. And I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green ink pad and my basic gray ink pad. Sorry, gray granite. I'm gonna grab my gray granite ink pad and I'm just gonna add a little extra depth and color to these two pieces of paper. Okay, so I'm going to grab Granny Apple Green and, what did I say? Gray Granite. Right here. I'm going to grab some of my blending brushes right here. I'm going to take the gray granite, and I have this one here, and I'm going to just add a little depth of color to this. Because when I cut out the gate image, I want it to have a little dimension to it, you know? I'm also going to use, I have a Pebble Path blending brush or blending pen. I'm going to just do some flecking onto the paper to give it some dimension. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? It just kind of dirtied the paper up a little bit so the fence doesn't look so crisp and clean. All right. And now I'm going to grab I do have a green, it's here. Grab my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to cut out like 2 pieces of grass. So I don't have to color a big surface area for the grass. Just a small surface area because the grass it's a small die. All right. Oh, I also want to take I'm gonna grab my Balmy Blue ink pad, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the back of my wonky circle so that when the rabbit is there, he has a little, there's just a little kind of haze around the back of him. I'm also gonna stamp the rabbit on top of this because I want to cut the rabbit out with the die cut, and the dies don't cut out the puddle. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the bunny again on this circle. Remember, it doesn't matter. When I stamp it, the bunny is going to go off the circle a little bit, but it's okay because I just want the puddle. All right, I'm gonna set that aside and let that dry for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut out, we're gonna use the fence here and then the two little pieces of grass. I'm gonna grab, I have a magnetic bowl that I like to keep so that when I get done with the dies I can just throw them in there and they don't get scattered all over my desk and I don't lose them. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer this up. I want my fence to be right about there. So we're going to go ahead and run this through. And I have some leftover little pieces I have to punch out. I'm gonna take your pick tool. Stampin' Up puts these little punched holes in your dies so that you can stick something in there and it releases. It'll release the die. But you see, it just looks a little more worn and it has some color dimension to it. All right, and get rid of these little guys, little leftover pieces. Put that in there. Now I'm going to layer up my grass pieces. I need to cut some off of this. A little 1/8 of an inch there. I'm going to layer my grass pieces here. I'm going to go, let me put it in the machine. All right. Get our grass pieces there. Run those through. Okay. So I have these pieces now. I'm going to set those off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and grab my peach pie and we're going to color the bunny here. I'm going to grab peach pie, pretty in pink, and my color lifter. All right, so I'm going to start with the light peach pie. Sorry, I'm going to go in with the dark peach pie first, and I'm going to make just my little highlights here on the bunny. You know, the shadows, like where shadows would be. If she was in the sun. I call it a she, but it could be a he too. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my light and just blend that color. Okay, now I'm going to grab my light pretty in pink and I'm going to go just in the ears, the tip of the ears here. I'm gonna grab my color lifter and just push that color out. I'm going to do the same here, just on the tip of the ear and then right inside the ear. And I'm going to use my color lifter just to push that color out into the paper. All right, then I'm going to use my dark Pretty in Pink, color the little nose, use my color lifter just to highlight there. Then I'm going to go back with the light Pretty in Pink and I'm going to add just a pretty little cheek. And I'm going to use my color lifter again just to push that color out. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my light gray granite and I'm going to outline the bunny just to give it a little bit of dimension. Just where the shadows would be, I'm gonna just give her a little zhuzhin. If you're here watching today, I would love it if you would leave a comment and let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. So I'm going to color her little paws here. Okay. Then I'm going to go back with the color lifter and just kind of blend. If I went outside the lines at all, I'm just going to blend that color a little. I'm not coloring the puddle because I'm cutting this little bunny out. I'm gonna cut her out and the die doesn't cut the puddle, so I'm gonna just cut this one out and we're gonna color the puddle on the circle. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with the marker on the clouds just to give them a little dimension, okay? But only where the artist leaves dark lines is where your shadow would be. So I'm trying only to do those areas where the dark shadows would be. It's a busy day at the Edwards house today. My dog is barking again, so that means somebody's probably outside. I'm going to use that color lifter just to blend that color. All right, so we have all of those are done. We're done with our coloring. Oh, nope, gotta color the puddle. All right, I'm gonna use this blue to color my puddle. I'm going to use dark balmy blue just to color in my puddle a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my light balmy blue and just blend it really well. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use my adhesive and glue this down to the card front. Why? Hold on. I'm sorry, there's somebody here at the door. Give me just a second, guys. I am so sorry about that. I was right. The city's here to put the line in. So I'm probably, when I put, maybe I should redo this video on YouTube and cut all that out. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I apologize. They're gonna go ahead and do what they need to do. So that's fantastic. I can have my stove back soon. I'm so excited. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna grab a cup, drink a coffee, calm down for just a second. I am really sorry about that, you guys. It's gonna be a busy week this week. Okay, so we cut out our circle. I colored in the puddle, added some adhesive to the back, and I'm gonna put this right here. You have to remember that you're gonna put your tag, your sentiment at the bottom here. So you want this to be low enough to where you can have your sentiment and not cover up your puddle like I did here. I covered up a lot of the puddle and I didn't want to. So I'm gonna move this about here. All right. Then I'm gonna grab our little bridge, build a bridge. I'm gonna add some adhesive. My team leader is having a open house this Thursday in San Antonio, and so I want to go, and I have some demonstrators up there that I haven't seen in a very long time. So another team member of mine and I are going to go up Thursday to San Antonio. So I'm doing my live at 11 on Thursday. Hopefully that'll give us enough time. I think the open house starts at 6. We're gonna stay the night, just make a day of it, kind of craft in our hotel room, you know, have a little fun. So I have that going on. All right. I'm gonna put my bridge right about here. Try to get it in the center. Oh, it's crooked. You use your green glue so that you have a little time to adhere everything. All right, these, oh, I had 2 extra pieces in here. Okay, you see the difference? This one has the color on it and this one doesn't. Can you see that? This one's a little darker. This is the one that we put the color on, and then this one didn't. So I have to find the other one. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more glue. Add it to this, to the back. I love how they positioned. They gave you a right side and a left side for the grass. Stampin' Up, you know, with this set, they left a left side and a right side for your grass. So one side curves into the left and one side curves into the right. I like that. They're very smart in their designs. I'm only putting glue on the bottom because I want the top of my grass to be able to bend a little. Put that one right there. I think that looks about even. Yep. Okie dokie. Now, I'm gonna cut out the bunny and the clouds, so we can go ahead and get that done, but it won't fit through my mini machine, so I'm gonna have to cut her I have to cut these little. Cut that in half. I'm gonna cut my clouds off. So maybe I can fit both of them on my machine at the same time. Scraps go over there. Okie dokie. I need to text my husband and make sure that he knows they're here too. All right. we're gonna grab our little bunny right here, and we need our clouds, which are here. There's even a little kite. I think Thursday we have a project that uses the kite. All right. I need, here it is. I need my Post-it note tape. If you don't have Post-it note tape, washi tape will work. I just like to put the tape down to hold my die in place so that it doesn't wiggle when I cut my image. All right, one more little piece, and it just takes a small piece. Line up my clouds. This die is going to cut out all three of these clouds, and they'll be like single clouds. All right, so here we go. This is a long class today, guys. Usually it only takes me like 30 minutes because we do really simple cards, but this has a lot of cutting and coloring today. But that's the good thing of doing it start to finish, so that way you can see how it's done and maybe learn a new technique or two. All right, I'm gonna throw my bunny in there and my clouds. My husband got this at the hardware store. It's for your nails and screws and stuff in, like if you work in the garage or whatever, and it holds them. It has a magnet, but it's great for your little dies. Look at the cute little bunny. She's so pretty. Okay, enough of that. All right. So now that this is down, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, which if you don't know what Wink of Stella is, it's a glitter pen. And it had, oh, I don't want to do that. I need to just pull the cap off. It releases glitter. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a shimmer pen. I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and just give some shimmer to this puddle. Can you see that? Let me come this way. I don't know if you can see that little shimmer, but it's just a touch of glitter. All right, I want to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals and some mini Stampin' Dimensionals, which are right over here. I need my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on our little bunny. I'm going to do two little ones here at the bottom. And one on each ear. And then I want to do, I always have a hard time using my Take Your Pick tool for the bigger ones. I'm going to do two in the middle of its body. Then I'm going to add dimensionals to my clouds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take these backings off of here. I like to use my tweezers when I'm positioning. Oh, I forgot one. Did I? Okay, got them all. I like to use my scissors. You see how that covered up the stamped image, and it looks like the bunny is hopping into the puddle now. Okay, so we have our sample. I'm going to try to figure out how I did the clouds. I wonder if I should do like this and then put one over here, because I don't have enough space. I moved him up a little bit from this card. Let's see. What if we do the big one and then the one little one? Yep, I like that because it's still in kind of your triangle. Yes, perfect. Okay. Oh, I gotta get him the right way. It goes this way. There we go. See, it's just a little bit different. You have some color behind the bunny here to make it look like it has a little bit of shadow. The green, the grass is a little darker. The bridge is a little darker. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a piece of, that's the right color. All right, this one was, how long did I make this? It is 3/4 by 2.5. Okay. So we're gonna cut our piece of cardstock down to 3/4. We are going to use the Rainy Days Are Better With You stamp. I'm going to use my basic gray ink. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Then I'm going to trim just about an 1/8 of an inch off of that, and I'm going to make this all right. Now I have, it's called the Pick a Label Punch, and I'm going to use the scallop side here. It has a, can you see that? I'm trying to get it in the view. Okay, there we go. So there's a scalloped edge, and then there's like a ticket a ticket punch edge here and a scallop edge. So I'm going to use the scalloped edge on this, on our sentiment. Okay, that side, and then, what's the matter, buddy? The kitty cat's down here. We're gonna use it on this side. And I don't like that because I didn't let that ink dry, so hang on just one second. I'm gonna do this one more time. See, it's very, my ink isn't drying, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut this down. This one is 2 1/4. All right, so I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna stamp it one more time. You see how that's smudged? I don't like that. So I'm gonna throw that away. Grab my stamp again. I'm gonna come over real quick to the side. I'm gonna grab my heat tool and I'm just gonna plug in. I'm gonna dry this real quick. Wait just a second. Okay, I think that's gonna work. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in upside down. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna put my dimensionals on the back of this. I'm gonna use 3 because, you know, because I like to overdo it. And I'm gonna use my gray twine. I want it to be here. So I'm gonna put some adhesive right in this spot here. Let's see, I'm gonna go over. Got it a little out of line. Okay, I am going to create a bow here. Use my scissors. I'm going to cut this off right here. Take the backings off. Had to stand up for a minute. I actually craft better standing up, but I can't. Cut that off. Could have left this a little bit longer, but see, I could have left it longer like this. Oh well, that's okay. You can always make another card, right? Now I'm going to grab an inside piece, which is for, well, I usually have a whole ton of those made up, but I don't today. Imagine that. Okay, I'm gonna cut down a piece of white, just basic white cardstock to 4. I cut it down to 5 1/4. I'm trying to keep an eye out to make sure they haven't tried to get in touch with me. I'm going to take one of these strips of paper that we had, the 1x4 strips. I'm going to cut it to 1/2 inch. By 4 inches. Nope. Not gonna work. Nope. Hold on. Grab the wrong one. By 4. There we go. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive on the back of this one, so that way if I need to wiggle it around, I'll have that extra little time to wiggle it around. I'm going to add this just to the bottom of this to give it a little fancy on the inside of the card. Okay. Put that in your scrap pile. Whoa, trash. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to take my adhesive and we're just going to put some snail on the back of this piece. I always finish out the insides of my cards. I feel like it just makes the card look finished and a little nicer. Plus you have a white space to write, you know, your little greeting or notes of encouragement or whatever on the inside. And we put so much effort into the outside of the card, you might as well finish off the inside. Plus it helps the card feel more balanced to me. All right, now I'm gonna grab, these are the 24-26 in color shimmer gems. And we're going to use these peach pie ones right here. I'm going to use the putty end of my take your pick tool. And I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to put it right about here. And then I'm going to use a smaller one. We're going to go here. And I like to keep the, that's not going to come off of there. Come on. My putty got stuck. Put one there, and then I'm going to grab another larger. All right, we're just gonna start over and get me some fresh putty. Okay, and here. And there's our card for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I am so sorry about all the interruptions. Thursday hopefully will go better. I'll have a lot of this pre-cut for Thursday's class. We'll have all of the, I'll have some of the coloring done too. Monday's coffee and a card are basically for the tips and tricks, and you know, so you can know how to use your die cut machine, ask questions, talk back and forth, what have you. Maybe pick up something new that you didn't know how to do before. That's why I like to do start to finish on Mondays. But anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through all of the interruptions and everything else. I appreciate that. It was not a typical day today in our house, and hopefully we'll get our gas line fixed and done. Say a prayer for us this week. Our washing machine broke. We had to buy a new part. My husband fixed that yesterday. He dug trenches for the gas line. Now we have to call the plumber, get the plumber back out here once the city's finished. It's just been a whirlwind of mess this week. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you want the project sheet for this class today, please subscribe to my email newsletter list. I'll send that out this afternoon. I will also send the One Sheet Wonder recipe sheet for these cards. I hope you guys enjoyed today. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will hopefully see you Thursday at 11 a.m. for our Creative Thursday card class, where we'll do 3 additional projects using these same products. Don't forget to check my blog this afternoon for all of the updates on this card, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your homes and entertain you for a little while. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It would mean so much to me. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye. Gotta turn this off. All right. Sorry, I just thought I was going. See, I'm having all kinds of trouble today. Okay, once again, thanks so much. I'm Jana with Stampin' Ink. Thanks for being